shuffle, a hickey.
Bengal Genius back with you after a hiatus. I had to take a break and re-energize. I'm getting old. Getting ready for this 2024 season, and it's kicked off with a bang. Right now, the latest news is that the Bengals released Joe Mixon, and I know some of you guys are very upset out there. We want to sign every Bengal player to long-term max deals to keep the 2021 Super Bowl team together. But guys, that ain't how it gets done. It's not show friends, it's show business. Players are playing for the money, and the team is playing. I mean, the fans were watching for the uniforms or the helmet or whatever goofy thing sucked us in to begin with. So it's going to happen. You're going to lose players. I look at it, we're like, we lost Jesse Bates, but we got Orlando Brown. So if you're going to have Orlando Brown or Jesse Bates, it's a no-brainer, right? Well, okay, well, I want T. Higgins. All right, well, what about Jamar Chase? You want Jamar Chase and Brown, or do you want T? You know what I mean? So you just can't keep everybody. And Zach Moss, we signed him. I like that. Explosive guy. Bottom line is, Joe Mixon's long run of the year was 44 yards. He had 4 yards of carry. It just is what it is. It's a bottom line business. That's not explosive. That's not going to get it done. We can get the same production. Zach Moss can get 4 yards of carry for half the cost. So what are you doing here? And we got Brown backing him up. He was very explosive, and this is just the natural course of things. But let's look at the good news. Geno Stone. Great signing for the Bengals. Perfect fit. We steal him from the Ravens. I would imagine Geno Stone wants to go to a place where they have a quarterback who can throw. And we know what's going to be happening. So that's great news. I still would like to see the Bengals. We got to get stronger on the defensive line, which I would like to see Eric Armstead as a possibility. I love DJ Reader. It'll be interesting to see if he comes back, but I don't think he is going to come back. I think he's gone. And realistically, if you look at the NFL now and the current landscape, I want DJ Reader back, but it's all about that pass rush. I mean, let's be honest. We got to get to Pat Mahomes. That's the key. So look for the Bengals to go defensive tackle, defensive end. And then in the draft, I expect them to take a cornerback in the first round. The signing, they also signed Drew Sample today, a nice 3-year deal. The guy blocks like a killer. And we got Tanner Hudson. That's the guy we're going to for passes. And that seems to be working pretty good. That also tells me that Brock Bowers is probably an unlikely pick. We got to fix the defense and the big plays they gave up last year, and that's where Stone's going to come in to help. And CBT, hopefully, and then some other young guys going to have to step up, and they're going to have to add more to it. I expect them to get a veteran cornerback as well. So moves are being made. They have a plan, but every freaking year at free agency time, people are freaking out over this and over that. So just hang in there, and it'll be interesting to see what happens at right tackle, Jonah Williams. I could still see him coming back. As of right now, I believe he is unsigned, shopping around. So, but we can't go without a right tackle. That defeats the whole purpose here. So we got to keep building that O line up and the D line, add more depth in the secondary, and that's the move. And getting rid of Mixon does add more dollars to the pot, hopefully, where we get some things done. So that's that. Now, T. Higgins is an interesting situation here. Now, normally the Bengals will say, screw you. I don't care if you want to play here or not. You're playing or we won't pay you. The thing is with T, he really struggled last year, and maybe just some players struggle without the security of a long-term deal. Like, T looked to me unhappy last season, and I thought it showed on the field. Is what it is. I think he's a great player, but you can't go clearly they're not going to sign to a long-term deal. So will they trade him? How much of a market is it there for him? And that is going to leave a huge hole. The best thing for the Bengals, honestly, for 2024 season is to make T play on that deal. That's the best for the team in the season. Then you could possibly find a replacement as needed and go from there. But you can't just say, hey, let's just sign everybody and that's that. So we can't break the bank for T, and he deserves the money, but that's the whole point of this franchise tag. That's how it is. So that's the collective bargaining agreement, and Mike Brown is pretty, he's pretty strict with that stuff. The team is as well. They made Bates play on the one-year deal. They made Jonah Williams play on the one-year deal. The players are never happy about it, but it is what it is. I will be curious what they get offered for T. It does seem to be some rumblings out there that maybe the Panthers are going to make a move and try to get him. We shall see. But it's hard to say now. But overall, it was a nice start to free agency. We got a long way to go, but so far, so good. Also, around the league, I thought was surprising today that Kirk Cousins, good for him with that big deal, but man, 35-year-old guy coming off a torn Achilles heel, $150 million. That's insane. It is insane. Now, they're so starved for a quarterback, they're starting to think, when you have no quarterback, you get excited for any quarterback. And then when you get him there, you go, well, wait a minute. We're not going to get to the Super Bowl with this guy. And then it kind of, blows up a little bit. But, hey, Kirk Cousins laughing all the way to the bank. Yes, me. So, another one, and I'm proud of these guys, getting a little gayer, is the Steelers. Nice. Nice. Good old let's ride. Good old that guy. You know who he is. Old Russell Wilson. He is not a steel curtain kind of feller. That's for sure. He is a bit of a dandy, if I had to say so. I don't know. He just isn't the steel town kind of guy. But hey, he's not. I mean, the guy won a Super Bowl. If a Bengal won a Super Bowl, I'd be ecstatic. So it's just one of those things. His personality just doesn't seem like a steel mill kind of feller. But we'll see how that works out. I don't know. But the big news also today I thought was interesting was the big fuss. And honestly, I don't even think there's a real fuss. There was video of the UFC fight where Joe Burrow and Nick Bosa were at the UFC thing, the UFC bout from Sunday or Saturday night, and brace yourself, they took a picture and they shook Trump's hand. Ooh. Now, first of all, I don't know I don't know anyone personally that gets upset if you shake someone's hand that is a different political party, but that's insane. But I don't really think that's a real thing. I'm starting to agree with this theory that there's like fake accounts that just cause disruption on X, Twitter, because it's the dumbest thing in the world. Who cares? I'm not going to end or make a friendship just on who you vote for, or I'm not going to tell you who to shake hands with or not be happy to see a guy. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. So I hope they snap out of that stuff, and what a waste of a story. But like I said, I don't know if it's a real issue or just a made-up issue. But moving along. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on day 2 of this free agency period. Thanks for watching. I'm back in action, and I will talk to you soon. Be sure to subscribe and hooday.